Yo, what's up, everyone? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the only stream that matters. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to say that. What's up, guys? Though, how's it going? How's it going? Am I chilling? Gone? My boy, my boy. It's good to hear from you, man. Lot to get into. Let's get it. How's everyone doing? How'd y'all enjoy the show? What's up? I have a lot of opinions about stuff we saw tonight. Some might be controversial, some might be what we were all thinking. Some might be dumb, some might be good. I mean, you guys will be the judge. So yeah, let's get started, man. Let's get started talking about Collision. Finally, Collision's back. It felt like forever. It was only 1 week, but like I said, it felt like forever after the NBA All Star Weekend took Collision from us. By the way, if you guys saw what was on Collision last week, on what was on for NBA All Star Weekend instead of Collision, it was horrible. I think it was the dunk contest. It was pretty bad, man. It was pretty bad if you ask me. Like why did they do this? But anyway, um, Collision was back, and there's a lot. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about AEW, and I also want to talk about the what was the show today from WWE Elimination Chamber, and then the New Japan show as well. So, if you guys have questions, yeah, try to get them in. If you want your question guaranteed answered, y'all know what to do. Um, send in a little soup chat. But yeah. Besides that, um, the show started off with Sammy Guevara versus Powerhouse Hobbs in a no DQ match, and I thought it was a really good match. And you know what? You know what it felt like to me, and I ended up being wrong anyway. But it felt like two guys who knew they weren't gonna be on the pay per view, which is not the case because we already know that Powerhouse Hobbs is on the pay per view now for that meat. Madness trash. So wait, did I say trash? I meant match. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't even. I'm okay. I should probably put the controller down and fully focus on what I'm saying. Um, the meat matinee a match is what I meant. So yeah, Sammy versus Powerhouse Hobbs felt like a match that from two guys who I felt like probably weren't going to be on the pay per view, but then they they went all out, man. Like the broken bottle spot that was sick. The tall ladder, um, through the tables. It was sick, man. Like these two just went all out. It was legit like a pay per view match, man. Like it's actually crazy how good this was. How good this was. Damn, I can't even talk anymore. But it was crazy how good this was. Just on a random Saturday as the opener of the show, and that's the great thing about AEW. They can give you something like this just on a random episode on TV, and and that's why wrestling is wrestling, man. I watch wrestling for the wrestling. That's just my that's just my take. Yes, I like good stories. Every now and then I just need like a spot fest like the one we saw though between between Hobbs and Sammy right here. Um like I saw something that I agree with. I saw a post that said, Sammy might not be like a story type of wrestler, but what he's great at is being like the star of these like spot fest type matches. So I think this is a great role for him. Like obviously he's I feel like he's still is trying to find his spot as a character, but booking does him no favors because he turns heel and face like every like 2 months. I really feel like he should have just came back and done his own thing and not have been reunited with Jericho right away, man. Like how many times are these guys gonna do their thing? Oz and Glorious, thanks, man. I can't believe people would wake up at 5 a.m. to watch whatever predictable trash the Fed puts out. F the Fed, hope that helps. Thanks, Oz. Thanks for your supporting the channel. Always, my friend Oz and Glorious. That's a take that I do agree with, man. Because we don't tend to agree on everything, but I agree with that one. And yeah, we'll talk about Elimination Chamber because there's a stat that I saw about Elimination Chamber that I'll get into. But yeah, guys, back to Sammy. Like I said, he should be doing his own thing. I mean, he kind of is right now, but I'm just scared that they're gonna throw him into the Jericho verse, the Jericho vortex, whatever it is we're calling it now, and that he's just gonna be stuck in the same spot he's essentially been in since 2019. That's the thing. Like every time Sammy's character seems to evolve, he goes right back to where he started. And I think that's why a lot of people struggle to connect with him as a character. But then he goes and puts on a match like this and he wins people over again. But like I said, Sammy's spot on the card as the spot monkey I think is perfect. He's great at that. And shout out to Sammy for giving me tickets to Dynamite when they came to El Paso. That's why I can never hate the guy, y'all. He's super chill. But anyway, yeah, Powerhouse Hobbs also showed out. This I was gonna say, so depending on what you like, this might have been your favorite match of the night. Depending on what you like, because Danielson versus Jun Akiyama was also really good. That was like straight up graps. But yeah, we'll get into the main event a little later. And next we got FTR versus Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty. It was a nice little match to get FTR a little bit more momentum because well actually before this match we had a pretty good Moxley and Claudio promo. Um and they basically, said you want to fight again, we'll fight. So at Revolution, well FTR won this match. Of course, they beat Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty. Yeah, it was a good match. Nothing nothing crazy, but it was like a good TV match. That's the thing, a good TV match. Um, and yeah, we had it confirmed that after FTR won, that we're getting FTR versus John Moxley and Claudio at the pay per view. And yeah, man, I'm actually loving this feud. It kind of like it started fairly recently, didn't it? But I feel like it already has a lot of heat. And their first match, I think, helped a lot with that. It was a really good match, the time limit draw. And yeah, Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty were like a good foils. Is that how you say it? Good foils for this match. Um, and Oz and Glorious, thanks again, my friend. Can you play Streets of Rage 4 next stream? I don't think I've ever played any of those games, but I'm gonna check it out if it interests me. Just cause you always send such so much love to the channel, my friend. I promise you I will at least check it out to see if it piques my interest, and I will actually consider it. I'm not just saying that either. Like I'm legit gonna look it up and see if it's something that I would like. But regardless, thanks for the love, my friend. Um, but yeah, this feud is really like it's really good. It's a good tag team feud, and I feel like the tag team division is in a way better spot than in 2023. Let's just say that 2023 was just all over the place, man. A lot of AEW fans don't like to admit it. I feel like we all do here though. Like we all admit that 2023 was a bumpy ride to say the least. You know what I mean? But if you so look, there's while I'm on this stream, I just want to say like obviously there's the bad faith grifters. I'm not even talking about those people. But like if you go like for example, if you go on the AEW subreddit, those guys are like way too far on the other direction where you can't you can't criticize AEW at all. Like like to them, AEW has always been good. It's always it never dropped its level, and yeah, they're just too far on the other end. Like defend AEW way too much. Like I don't even do that, bro. Come on now. But yeah, this is a good feud, and we're gonna get the rematch at Revolution, FTR versus Mox and Claudio. I'm not gonna lie, I was happy with the amount of matches that were already announced. I just no show should ever be as long as like. Do you guys remember Double or Nothing 2022, the one where Punk won the title? That pay per view was excruciatingly long. I'm not saying this one's this long. I think um, I compared it with Revolution last year. I thought that pay per view was the show of the year, and there's only one more match on this card, but it makes sense because last year's show had a 1 hour Iron Man match, so it makes sense. But but yeah, man, like just unnecessarily long. Not this show. I'm talking about other shows that AEW has done. Like that's enough, bro. The rest can go on the pre-show. Like, don't get me wrong. I would have liked the second women's match, but at this point, like Tony Khan just put it on the pre-show. I think it would actually benefit by being on the pre-show because the crowd will be like will be more hyped for it with like because yeah, I don't know about y'all, but pre-show matches can actually be really hype. Like it's starting off the night for me and my friend who I usually watch these shows with. It's when we're barely getting settled in, getting our food ready, our drinks ready, and yeah, like I think whatever if anything else is added, just put on the pre-show. At least AEW has established that the pre-show is important for them. Oz and Glorious, Tranquilo Club, Stream Legend, Re-Tag Division. I gotta say, it's real nice having the Bucks cooking again. Matthew and Nicholas for life. Yeah, man, I've said it. I've said it already. The Young Bucks have proven me wrong, and I'm glad that they did. I'm glad they proved me completely wrong. Like I was so wrong. I said I said I have no hope when they come back. I feel like they're still gonna that their new gimmick is gonna stink. That they're just gonna bring Brandon Cutler and have him on TV. Nope, they proved me 100% wrong, and I can admit it. And actually, I want to make a video on how the Young Bucks proved me wrong, but um, that'll probably wait until after Revolution. I'm loving this EVP gimmick. It's really good. And then we had a Thunder Rosa squash match. It is what it is. She's starting to look more comfortable in the ring, though. I feel like her first few matches, is it just me or like she was still getting in the groove of things? Understandably so. It had been over a year since she had any match, like any match at all. But um, it was a squash match, but she looked like she's looking more comfortable in the ring, and she keeps making it a point to say that she's climbing the rankings and yeah, like picking up wins. Like every time she wins, she's looking into the camera and making it a point to say that yeah, she's picking up momentum. So the way I see it is she's for sure being built up as a contender, but I'm not sure if it's for the world or the TBS title. That's one that we should keep a close eye on. Because if it were up to me, I think right now, because I don't see Thunder Rosa becoming the world champion anytime soon, at least. Again, uh, she can obviously somewhere down the line, but it's because like obviously Tony Storm's coming in, Jamie Hayter's coming back eventually, Britt Baker's coming back. Timeless Tony Storm is has all the momentum. I just don't see Thunder Rosa being the world champion anytime soon. But so if it were up to me, I would put her in the TBS title scene. Um, Willow Nightingale, Chris Statlander, Stokely Hathaway promo. I actually think these three are a great little group. they They're pretty funny. Um, and yeah, basically, Chris Statlander, damn, called out. Sorry, she called out Sky Blue, right? Sorry, I didn't write down. But I'm assuming because yeah, they're all feuding, and I think they're gonna have a match on Wednesday at Dynamite. I'm sorry, guys, I should have written down, but I mean they are feuding, so that makes sense. It was either Sky Blue or Julia. It's obvious that Julia is still hurt because otherwise they would have her on TV, man. She was getting booked a lot when she wasn't hurt, so yeah, it's obvious that she's still hurt. But um, so I don't think she's gonna be wrestling on the pay per view at all. Like they might just put another women's match on the pre show. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure she would have had a match. I actually don't know what the injury is. If anybody knows, fill us in. Next, I need to talk about this segment. The Bang Bang Scissor Gang, the trios match. I believe it was Jay Colton and Billy Gunn doing the actual wrestling, but they all came out together. Um, Max Caster flubbed his rap. He made a line about having heat with management that got like zero reaction, and then he and then he like messed up his line and he just like gave the mic to Bowens. I don't know if it was to me when I watched it, my initial reaction was it was legit. Um, Looking back at it now, I don't know if it was a work or anything because I think it was Austin Gunn who who on social media said afterwards he said Max Caster hasn't been himself lately. So I don't know if he was just covering for him or if this is legit a story where he's losing his touch or whatever. But I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with Max Caster news, but he's been he's I don't know, man. You would think that he learned from his when he messed up in what was it? Was it 2022? I don't even remember anymore. But anyway, like this guy just I don't know, he really needs to stop with the edgy jokes that, like there's a place and a time. Don't get me wrong, like obviously I think we all like edgy humor every now and then, but there's a time and a place for it. Like making Vince McMahon jokes at right now is stupid, bro. Like I'm sorry, but it is stupid. Um and he's what I think he's over 32, which blows my mind. I could have sworn he was in his 20s. I'm just saying that because I was like he's a grown man. He should know by now. But that's one thing that I don't know if people are gonna agree with me or not. But that's my opinion. Um, he could make these. He could have his raps still make edgy jokes without without touching these sensitive topics, man. Like he can still do it. He can still make it work. That's the thing. It's not like he can't just, like he can still rap about like politicians if he wants, but like leave all the like Vince McMahon type stuff out of it. Excuse me. Cuz yeah, like right now is not the time for it. But anyway, to me it looked legit. I could be wrong. I could be getting worked. If I get worked, that's okay. That's the point of wrestling, isn't it? But to me, like I said, to me it looked legit. I could be wrong. We'll know eventually, I guess. But I don't know, guys. I wouldn't mind. So look, I don't mind the Bang Bang Gang Bullet Club Gold as ROH Trios champs. I know a lot of people are trying to make it seem like it's the end of the world for Jay White, but no, I don't mind it, especially if they're gonna also become the AEW Trios champs. Like if they're gonna merge the titles. What I'm starting to not like is this whole thing because I thought they would have already turned on the Acclaimed, but then again, how long has it really been? I know that's how it's gonna end. I'm not complaining because I know someone's gonna comment on this like tomorrow morning and be like the storyline literally just started. And well, yeah, I know that. I'm just saying that if it were up to me, I would prefer if Jay White was like in the international title scene. That's the thing. That's the thing about Orange Cassidy still holding that belt, man. He, I don't know. He's. I feel like he's. Once Roderick Strong wins the belt, I hope that Jay White, Takeshita, Roosh, and all those guys build a pretty good international title scene. Because I feel like Jay White should be highlighted a little better. I'm not saying he's being quote unquote wasted. I'm not saying he's uh he's he's been buried like others will say. I'm trying to be level headed about this. But even then the AEW subreddit's gonna be like all that I hate too much. But yeah, I don't know. I hope I hope you guys know that I'm trying to come off in good faith here. I just wish Jay White would be like I love Bullet Club Gold and I'm actually a huge fan of the guns these days. Um but yeah, man, like put Jay White in a singles feud. Like I would love that. But um for now I know they're gonna probably merge the titles, which I'll be patient. I'll let it play out. I'll let it play out. But yeah, if this goes on for far too long and if Jay White doesn't hold singles gold by the end of the year, um, then yeah, maybe it'll be time to slander Tony Khan again. But for now, for now, I still have patience. I don't think it's the end of the world, like a lot of other people are trying to make it seem. I'm just saying that I do think he should be featured a little bit more prominently. Um, like you know what? When Collision first started, I feel like Jay White was being presented perfectly, actually. I actually think that was the perfect way to present him with, Bullet Club Gold as a weekly TV character. I just feel like this story with the acclaimed has, it's a little, and I say that as someone who has been more positive on the acclaimed than others. But yeah, that's my take on the whole thing. Anyway, they got the win. I really thought this trios match of Bullet Club Gold versus the acclaimed would happen at the pay per view, but yeah, I was wrong. It's probably not gonna happen at the pay per view. It'll probably happen on TV then, and not everything can happen on pay per view. That's the thing. Like I was saying, if they put this on the pay per view, we'd have like 15 matches at this point. And no, I'm perfectly fine with some stuff happening on TV. Yeah. Freaking Mikey. I see you, bro. I see you, bro. That's my boy. But yeah, man, that's my take on that. And like I said, we'll see. Not everything can make it on pay-per-view, man. I do think that they should start announcing some matches for some huge matches for big business, in my opinion. If Okada debuts at the pay-per-view, book his first match for big business. That's just my opinion. We got a really good Brian Danielson promo on Eddie Kingston and how he's mad that Eddie Kingston wasted all his potential. This was a really good promo, man, and it takes me to that place where I'm like, man, I can't believe we're never getting full-time Brian Danielson after this year. Like you guys really got to enjoy every moment that he's on TV cuz after this year, he's probably only going to be around for like probably like some pay-per-views, I would imagine. Like If I had to guess, he's probably gonna be on All In every year, um, and Forbidden Door for sure. Like those two, I think he'll always want to do. But besides that, it's hard to say what other shows he'll be on. That's with the assumption that he's gonna re-sign to. I don't think he's leaving AEW. I think he loves it. And it also helps that if Tony Khan has already said if anything ever happens to him, that Brian is the one to take over the whole company. So I think that's really enticing to Brian. And yeah, man, I don't think he's leaving AEW. I'll put it at that. He said max 10 matches a year. Okay, that's actually not as bad as I thought. Then that's like more. Isn't that more matches than Roman Reigns? Isn't that crazy? But yeah, I assume that Brian is staying. I can't see him leaving. He's having the time of his life, and this schedule would actually benefit him. And he loves doing all these matches that that WWE fans cry about, like the Jun Akiyama match. Who is this guy? No, the casuals don't know about this guy. This match isn't for the casuals. AEW isn't for the casuals. I don't care at this point. I'm done. We're not here to hold your hand. You want that? Like you have other promotions, that's fine. But let us have our fun with real wrestling. But anyway, um, yeah, really good promo. Um, After this, guys, we got Malachi Black versus Brian Keith. There was a lot of discourse about that actually that I have contributed to. I actually contributed to this discourse when I made that overprotected booking video back in September of last year. It feels like forever ago now, um but yeah, I had mentioned that Malachi Black had not wrestled a singles match in forever, but that was months ago. As of this week, there was a lot of discourse on social media about how, the same thing. Oh, Malachi hasn't wrestled a singles match in years. Um, and so it was funny when Tony Khan announced on social media that on Collision we were getting Malachi Black versus Brian Keith. Malachi's first single match in the company since what? Has it been 2 years or three? I'm sure someone in the chat will find out. Someone will find out, but it's been years for sure. And so yeah, we got Malachi Black versus Brian Keith. Okay, I'm gonna break this down by everything that happened from the entrances to everything. One thing I'll say is that it was really good to hear Malachi Black's singles theme again. Dude, I love that song and I love that entrance. Like since day one when he came out for the first time. I think it was for his match with Cody, the first one where Cody teased retirement. Cody was so extra in AEW, bro. It's crazy. But yeah, I've always loved the Malachi singles entrance and his entrance music and everything. So it was good to hear that. But yeah, Brian Keith no longer has Still Tippin' by Mike Jones as his entrance song anymore, which is a shame because that song is phenomenal. Um, and then the bell rang, and you guys know me. I've talked about Malachi Black in a lot of these streams, and I've said how I wish he was a major presence in AEW. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was ring rust, if he's washed, or if he's just. I mean, this match wasn't really good, in my opinion. In my opinion, it wasn't. I didn't. I don't know. There was a lot of like you don't notice it because a lot of wrestlers in AEW are so good, but there was a lot of missteps here. Like you can tell that people were like well, either one of the wrestlers were like out of position, or they took a step too early. Like it's hard to explain it unless you watch it, but there was a lot of like missteps like that. Like um I don't know, Malachi lethargic at times. And to be fair, his last singles match, besides the one for his what is it, like, promotion, his dojo? I don't know what it is, his gym that he just had this past week. Uh, his last singles match before that was God knows when, but this wasn't good, y'all. This was not good, and like I said, I don't know what it is, but if I saw that, and if I was Tony Khan, I'd be like, bro, get some reps in on the indies. If you really want to prove me wrong, go get some reps in and prove me wrong, and then you'll be booked, on TV. But yeah, man, this was super disappointing. And Malachi has he's all over the place in what he's said. He has said that he had a almost career ending injury in his because of his back. And then he said, "Oh, but injury isn't the reason why I haven't been booked in singles matches." Um, but then he goes and has a match like this, and I'm like, "What? Are you sure, bro?" Like, and then sometime last year he also said that I think one of his knees was messed up, and yeah, like, this is not the Malachi of that you guys saw in NXT. I'm sorry, but I think the sooner we accept that, the easier it'll be to understand maybe why he's not been featured prominently. And you know what? Besides all of this too, I was watching this match, and I'm saying this as someone who, like, amongst the AEW fan base, a lot of people have already turned on Malachi. I'm not there, man. I want this. I wish this guy would be a top guy in AEW, but it also has to do with him. But I was gonna say, um, his aura, his aura is like all but gone too. Like, during the actual match, it was crazy. So yeah, it was very disappointing, and I know people are gonna go on social media and still be like, oh, like, they're gonna pretend like this wasn't bad, but it was bad. And at this point, if I were Tony Khan, I would just release him. Honestly, I say that as someone who doesn't even hate him, but they should just release him. He clearly doesn't want to be there, bro. Miro too. Like, get rid of Miro. Like, for sure, get rid of Miro, because like, House of Black at least have been on TV, like, every single week since, like, Collision started, or almost every single week. Like, they're rarely not there, I should say. Um, Miro, on the other hand, like, this guy, what are you paying this guy for? So if I had to let go any guys, at this point it'd be Malachi and Miro. And who else? And Buddy. Obviously, he doesn't want to be there. And push Brody King to the moon. I think he'd be a great monster. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's an unpopular opinion. You guys might disagree, but that's how I see it. And like I said, I'm not slandering Malachi either. A lot of people are slandering him. They're saying he's horrible. He's garbage. I'm not gonna go to that extent. I'm just gonna say, obviously, his heart is not in it with AEW, and that's fine, man. Just if I were Tony Khan, I wouldn't be wasting one more penny on him, or Miro for that matter. So yeah, Brody King and Julia Hart on their own, I think, can work really well. I mean, we kind of saw that for, well, every time Julia was on TV, she usually only comes out with Brody now, and like, when she has her matches and stuff, and I think they work well just on their own. But yeah, like I don't know, the House of Black in 2022 when it first formed, uh, was cool on paper, but they have not lived up to their potential. And I think at this point, the booking and their attitudes have affected them too much to the point where I don't think they're worth the time. Plus, Malachi's like what? He's approaching an age where you're not gonna get much out of him anymore. So, especially with guys like Okada and Osprey coming in, man. You know, I'm not saying this in bad faith because, like, even if you release Malachi, it's not like you're throwing him on. It's not like you're throwing him out on the streets. Like he's gonna get rehired by WWE the second he's gone. He's still gonna have a job. So come on now, like I wouldn't feel too bad about letting him go. WWE is gonna rehire him right away. But yeah, if Triple H were to see this, um, yeah, bro is not world champion material anymore, like he was in 2018. Poor Brian Keith, man. I don't even know what to say. Malachi still got the win. Mark Briscoe came out after the match, and I'm at least glad to see Mark Briscoe. I'm glad to see him get TV time. And I don't know what this is leading to. I don't know if they're gonna do Mark Briscoe versus Malachi in a singles match, but after this match, I really have no interest in seeing that unless it was just ring rust and all. I from what I've seen, I've seen enough just with this match. You know what I mean? But if so, let's say we do get a Malachi Mark Briscoe singles match. If that match stinks, then truly Malachi is cooked. Like I know a lot of people are already saying not like no, this match was enough to determine that. And I'm not necessarily saying you're wrong. But Mark Briscoe is so good that and so is Brian Keith, don't get me wrong, but Mark Briscoe is like he's been doing this for like I think almost 2 decades. Um if you have a bad match with Mark Briscoe, then now you're done. So I don't know. I'm interested to see how that goes. We'll see, but that might I don't know if that's the direction, but we'll see. That's my take on that whole thing, guys. Like, and I say that as someone who like I said, didn't want it to be the case, but it is the case. Well, at least how I see it. Anyway, we got Serena Deeb versus Lady Frost, and this was it picked up around the end. I thought it was pretty good. You know what I thought was cool was that they showed CMLL footage of the match that Lady Frost just had there recently. So yeah, they showed CMLL footage on AEW TV. I believe they've already done that, but it was still cool to see for the women's division. Um, and I think the big thing coming out of this, guys, is I think they pretty much confirmed that Mercedes' first, like I guess, match at least, and it might be like a little short feud, but Mercedes' first feud in AEW, I'm pretty sure is going to be Serena Deeb, because of the post match promo where she mentioned, the women's division heating up and saying, anybody who wants to join this women's division, that yeah, they're gonna have to go through her. And I think she's a great first opponent. Um, and yeah, I wonder. So that's where I think they're going, which I think is a good choice, right? Like you're gonna build up Mercedes, especially with the ranking system. Um, in AEW, you have to work your way up to the top anyway. She can't just go straight for Tony Storm. Realistically, it would have to be a non-title match. But what's it called? Um, I'm just interested to see where they do this match because if rumors are to be believed, there is going to be an April pay per view, which might be why they trademarked AEW Dynasty. That might be the name of the show. Um, but also, I don't know if you guys saw, they are back in, how do you say it? Worcester, Massachusetts? Is that how you say it? It's basically right outside of Boston, but they're going to be back, they're going to be right back in the area. Um, like like 3 weeks after Big Business. So I think that's actually where you can have Mercedes first match. And actually, um, they're taping a Dynamite and Collision that week because Collision that week is going to go head to head with WrestleMania Night 1. And knowing Tony Khan, so it's going to be taped, right? So like for example, Mercedes is still going to be able to attend WrestleMania if she wants to support Bailey, which I'm pretty sure she will. And I'm even willing to bet that Bailey will probably be at Big Business. But anyway, I'm just going on a tangent. It's going to be a pre-taped episode, but it is going head to head with WrestleMania Night 1, which is just insane. I would have just canceled Collision for that week, but I know it doesn't work that way. Obviously, duh. Um, it doesn't work that way. But knowing Tony Khan, he's probably gonna put like Okada, Mercedes, Will Ospreay, and everyone on that card, to try to pull some type of rating against WrestleMania. But yeah, man, I don't know, that's insane. Um, yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. That's probably where Mercedes will have her first match, against Serena Deeb is what I'm thinking after that promo. But yeah, it's absolutely insane that they're still running Collision against WrestleMania. Like I said, I would have asked the network, can we run Collision on Friday at least? Like at least go head to head with SmackDown instead of WrestleMania. Um, but yeah, uh, that's gonna be tough, man. If they pull anything above 300,000 viewers against WrestleMania, I think that would be a huge win. That'll be a huge win for Collision that week. Cause yeah, I would not expect anything. I think that rating is gonna be it's gonna be tough. But yeah, Serena Deeb and Lady Frost had a pretty good match. And yeah, Lady Frost is pretty underrated. Like, is she on a full time deal already? I think she is, right? I don't know if she ever got the graphic. Cause some people who are full time who have multi year deals, for some reason some of them don't get a graphic either, just because like the graphics team forgets or something. But um yeah, Lady Frost is pretty like pretty pretty like underrated, and she was like a great choice for Serena Deeb to face. So yeah, it makes sense now why they've been giving Serena Deeb all these wins, because yeah, they're building her up for to be Mercedes' first opponent. So that makes sense. And then we got the main event, Jun Akiyama, Japanese wrestling legend, All Japan Pro Wrestling Noah, and now DDT Pro Wrestling. Um, yeah, he's a straight up legend. They even ran a video package for him. So people who I don't even want to address them, but people who say that AEW doesn't explain who these guys are, they're obviously lying. They don't watch the show. Like that's all we need to say about them. Like, who cares about them? Um, AEW ran a video package telling us who Drew Nakayama is, why he's important, why he's facing Bryan Danielson, because he's Eddie Kingston's hero, and Bryan wanted to beat Eddie Kingston's hero before he faces Eddie Kingston at Revolution. It makes perfect sense. What is there not to get? What is there not to get? Do you guys need your hand held? Not you guys. Like, I'm talking about like people who are like, who is this? Who is this? But anyway, I'm sorry guys. But yeah. Yeah, like it's something that they always do too. Like AEW always does this. It's it's not it's not like they don't, it's not like this is a rarity. They always do this for wrestlers who are visiting. But anyway, um yeah. um yeah, these two had a barn burner. They had a slobber knocker. They had a banger. Yeah, this was a great match, y'all. Like, did we really expect anything less? Like, come on. Like, come on. Um, yeah, it was a good match. Jun Akiyama, obviously a legend, one of the greatest. Um, Brian Danielson, in my opinion, uh, top three ever. Um, and yeah, excuse me, sorry, y'all. Yeah, this was like I said, depending on your taste, either this match was your match of the night, or the Sammy Guevara, Powerhouse Hobbs, Spot Fest was your match of the night. Both were great, and I'm so glad that we could have both style of matches. Excuse me, on an AEW show on the same episode. Like we have two matches, very different styles, both excellent quality. On the same episode of TV, nonetheless. Not even a pay per view, but a random episode of TV. Not even the go home show of the pay per view. It's the second to last collision before the pay per view. So Riho is back on the Rampage tapings. That is huge news. I just saw that randomly. That is huge news. I need Riho versus Mercedes Monet like yesterday. That'll be my match of the year probably. That'd be insane, dude. But oh yeah, sorry, spoilers for Rampage, I guess. My bad, I already said it anyway. So yeah, but yeah, man, this was a great match. Like we didn't like anybody who knows these two expected this. Even if you didn't know these two, like I know there's AEW fans who who still go into these matches with open minds. Even if you don't know Jun Akiyama, even if you've never seen Jun Akiyama, there's some who go into this being like, oh yeah, like if AEW is telling me he's a legend, then he's a big deal, and I look forward to his match with Brian. So yeah, even if you didn't know who he was and you went into this with an open mind, excuse me, um, then yeah, man, like it was you knew what to expect, a great pro wrestling match. Wrestling is wrestling, man, and this was a great way to end the show. Brian got the win. Then afterwards, um, Akiyama and Brian Danielson got into a little spat, and Eddie Kingston proceeded to to attack Brian, and yeah, man, they're building their match up pretty well too for the Triple Crown. So um, honestly, out of 10, there was a great opener and a great main event, and a little bit of good sprinkled in between. I think this was a 7 out of 10. Um, but I thought it was a good episode though. Like it wasn't the best collision. We had some of those a few weeks ago. Shows that were legit 10 out of 10s. So yeah, I don't think this deserved a 10 out of 10, but it was still a good show. They can't all be 10 out of 10s. Come on. But yeah, this was pretty good. I've already told you guys what I didn't like, what I did like, but it was mostly good. And yeah, I think that's criticizing AEW in good faith. Like you guys know me. I'm not like those clickbait YouTubers who are like everything AEW does. Oh, they're a dying company. Bro, they're not a dying company. Like the day the day that that new TV deal is gonna be announced this year will be a beautiful day for people who are clickbait and have been spreading misinformation. It'll be a beautiful day. Yeah, guys, good little episode of Collision. I mean, I would rather have a 7 out of 10 than no Collision and a weak NBA All Star weekend. But anyway, um, so yeah, that was the AEW show today. I also wanted to talk about guys about New Japan's apparent downfall. I laugh only because I didn't see the show from this morning slash last night, whatever you want to call it. Um, I didn't see the show, but man, New Japan is in some trouble, huh? Like just creatively, I'm speaking like with Okada already had his last match, and and I don't know. There's they like all these WWE guys coming in and in their first match getting world titles put, well, not world titles, sorry, titles put on them. Um, I heard that one thing I specifically wanted to talk about is because literally just the last stream I was like, I'm excited for the future of New Japan because the young guys are gonna have to step up, and apparently Yuya Uemura and Yota Tsuji had a pretty excuse me, sorry, had a pretty mid hair versus hair match, which is just unfortunate to hear. Because these guys are the future, bro. The fact that that they from what I read from people who I trust their opinions. Apparently, this hair versus hair match didn't feel like a hair versus hair match. It just felt like a mid a mid match, and that sucks, man. I hate to see New Japan hurting. Um, like my two, I think my two favorite periods as a wrestling fan ever are 2019 to 2021 AEW and um 2014 to 2019 New Japan. So yeah, New Japan holds a very very special place in my heart, bro, because of that mid 2010s to late 2010s era. Like I said, it's in my top two eras ever that I've got to witness live as a wrestling fan. Um, so them going through so much right now like sucks, man. Like it hurts to see, and and yeah, man. Like Tanahashi's hurt. Um, they're putting belts on Dolph Ziggler and Matt Riddle. And honestly, nothing against Nick Nemeth actually. I just don't think he should have won the belt that early. Like I know we all like to clown on David Finlay, but he's their guy, bro. That's the guy they chose to succeed Jay White as the Bullet Club, as the Bullet Club's ace. And and yeah, man, like it's just so weird that that yeah they chose to have him drop the belt. I don't know. Um, and then of course Matt Riddle. Like I don't know what else can we even say about Matt Riddle. Like I don't know. I just think it's so weird. Like it's very, you know what it is. It's very 2010s TNA. Like when a WWE guy would come in and they would just beat the TNA original for the world title. That's essentially what it is. And yeah, man. Um, I just hope New Japan can. I know it's gonna take some time though. We gotta be patient with them. I just hope they can recover and they can bounce back, man. But yeah, it's gonna take some time. I I have faith in Shota Umino. I have faith in Yota Tsuji. I have hope that Yuya Uemura can come into his own as a main eventer. Um, Ren Narita is the wild card. I really don't know how to feel about Ren Narita. Like at first, I was like, yeah, this dude's gonna be a killer. But I feel like I feel like right now Shota is so far ahead of the other young guys, and um, that's your ace. That's your next ace. Unless they bring in Kaito Kiyomiya from Noah, which I really think they should. But we'll see, man. There's a lot that we'll have to wait and see with New Japan. I really wish I could cover New Japan content consistently, but their copyright, you guys already know their copyright is like infamous for being like super strict on YouTube, and I don't want to risk losing my channel like so many other creators have because of New Japan's strict copyright um, system or whatever. But yeah, guys, I wanted to talk about. That's what I wanted to say about New Japan, and yeah, I think they'll be okay. But in the long run, in the short term, they're obviously um, they're hurting a little bit, but I think they'll be okay. We'll see. Here's hoping. By the way, I still think Forbidden Door is still gonna be good as long as they built. Oh damn, what is this? As long as they built their young guys well, I think Forbidden Door will still be cool. Especially if you involve CMLL, which I think they will. So yeah, man. Oh damn, what am I doing here? I heard that Elimination Chamber. Well, yeah, sorry, moving on. I heard that Elimination Chamber only had like. I heard the show was almost 4 hours long, and that it only had like what 1 hour, and I think it was like an hour and 40 minutes of of wrestling. You know how people say, "Where's the story?" How about we just start saying like, "Where's the wrestling, bro? Where is the wrestling?" That's ridiculous. The show was 3 hours and 30 minutes, and there was like less than 2 hours of wrestling, and there was like a talking segment on the pay per view too. Like that is so weird. Like why would you do that? If I were if I lived in where was the show? Like Perth, Australia, I think. If I was if I was from Perth, Australia, I'd be upset that they that they did a glorified house show at a stadium. That's all I heard about it. I heard that I actually did hear so I guess I should say some positives because some people think that I just hate on WWE to hate, but I did hear that the women's elimination chamber was really good, which I'm not surprised to hear that the women upstaged the men. I feel like that's been the case a lot in WWE in the past like what 6 years. Um, Only recently did the men's division start to gain momentum again. But yeah, I'm not surprised to hear that. After seeing the card, I did see the card. Someone had posted it on social media, and I was like, really? That's it? So yeah. So yeah, I heard that the women's chamber was good. So anyway, that's all I heard about, or that's all I want to say either as well about elimination chamber. Yo, what? I can't seem to pass this. Um, was last year's show excuse me, of the chamber, is that the one that had Roman versus Sammy? Bro, I can't believe how many over baby faces they fed to Roman in the matter of like, 6 months. They fed him Drew at at what's it called? At the European Stadium show, and then they fed Sammy to Roman, and then they fed Cody to Roman. And they're lucky that Cody has stayed over in spite of the booking, not because of the booking. Because y'all already know what management thinks of Cody. They were about to pass up on him. That says it all, really. Even though they're still giving him the match, even though they caved in, like them choosing, they were gonna choose The Rock over him, and that basically tells you what they think of Cody. So It's like with Daniel Bryan, like um, even though they put him in the main event and gave him his WrestleMania 30 moment, that still doesn't mean he was their guy. You guys saw how they booked him afterwards. He was never their guy. Just like I feel like they feel the same way about Cody. Yeah, they'll give him his moment. He'll finish his story. He'll get the titles, but he's not their guy. I feel like one of their guys will be one of the NXT guys, Braun Breaker or something like that. But yeah, that's basically all I have to say about that. Oh damn, we had we have Revolution next weekend, so that's gonna be. I'm pretty excited for Revolution. I feel like Sting. I'm not ready for I'm not ready for Sting to retire, y'all. I can't believe it's already here. I feel like he announced his retirement like a long time ago, but then again, we're already here. Like he announced his retirement before Full Gear, I remember. But man, I'm not ready, man. And I hope Hangman can be in the world title match still. He's not injured, but they're saying that someone else already confirmed, not Meltzer because I don't trust him, but someone else already confirmed that he might miss out on Revolution just due to personal reasons, and that the ankle thing was just a way to give him an out. So yeah, man, I got to see Sting at during this run at Forbidden Door in 2022. That was great. Was that the only time I saw him this run? Yeah, I think so. He wasn't on All Out 2021, I remember, but I remember he walked out Darby to the ring and he was in the post match. He shook CM Punk's hand, I remember. Did you guys see the Wrestling Observer Awards? Does anyone still does anyone care? Oz and Glory is my man. He says, "Why aren't you coming to Revolution, dude?" It's too far, man. and and yeah, it's not within my budget, you know. The only way I would go to a pay-per-view right now, an AEW pay-per-view in 2024 is if it were like within 6 hours, but even that is unrealistic because no major city is like within 6 hours of where I live. So yeah, like even if they did a pay per view in Texas, the other cities in Texas are so far from El Paso that yeah, it's just not it's not realistic, man. I would have to fly out. Yeah, I don't yeah. Just to answer your question, Apollo, because I know you missed the last stream, but yeah, I heard about Ice Cube's son. I don't really want to waste time or energy on him because he's not worth it. Someone said they saw Sting at Grand Slam. That's what's up. Normal dude, probably not. Yeah, maybe Phoenix. I think Phoenix is the biggest major city to El Paso. But even that, it's like 6 hours away, isn't it? 6 or 7. I think Phoenix is closer to El Paso than like every major city in Texas, like Austin, Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, because all of those are like 8 or 9 hours away. It's far, dude. You guys gotta understand how big Texas is. It's crazy. How much money do I need to donate? Says Jermaine. Can I get like 5K right now? No, I'm just kidding. No, you know what though? I don't mind seeing pay-per-views from the comfort of my home though. Like they're like don't get me wrong, I've been to what two AEW pay-per-views now. Both were all-timer shows, All Out 2021 and the first Forbidden Door. And it was, All Out 2021 in particular was like a religious experience. It was an out-of-body experience. It was, just incredible. But still, I hate doing the whole leaving the arena thing, looking for an Uber. That I hate doing all that type of thing. Like, um, those are the things you don't think about when you like travel for a pay per view. Like, the cool thing about when AEW was here in El Paso was that I didn't have to worry about all that. I parked my car near the arena, and yeah, just went to my car after the show was over. So yeah, like those are the things I don't like about like traveling to see these shows. At this point, Oz and Gloria says with the super chat. At this point, Tony Khan should fly you to a pay per view on his jet. I don't know if he'd want me there just because of the slander I've given him, but I'd accept that in a heartbeat. No, yeah, man. But if there was any show I wish I could be at, of course it would be Sting's last match. Like, of course it's gonna be special, but I don't mind buying the pay per view and watching from the comfort of home, and I'll support Sting in that way, man. And yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Yeah, Ray. I do think we need another show in El Paso at the Don Haskins Center this time would be sick. It's a bigger arena, and I just prefer the Don Haskins Center too. It's much like I think it's just nicer. I'm glad they ran the Coliseum because like they when they came here because they almost sold it out. They practically sold it out when they were here. But my best memory of Sting from TNA, his debut match, loved it. The tag team match. It was him and Christian versus Monty Brown and Jeff Jarrett. Just the whole build to it, though. Actually, like I remember when Jeff Jarrett was in the ring, the lights went out, lights turned back on, and the trench coat and the bat were in the ring, and I think the boots as well. That was such a sick moment, and I was a kid too. I was a kid who Sting was one of my favorites in WCW. Even though I was too young to now to remember WCW, I was like what? I was like 3 by the time they by the time they no, I was like yeah, by the time they were toast. But so yeah, I knew of Sting. He was one of my favorites obviously. And then he came in and yeah, dude, like that's probably my favorite Sting. Or him winning the world title too was sick, obviously. That whole like first 12 months was really cool. I do have a video on his TNA debut and how it was kind of mishandled a little bit, but in the end I think it worked out. I don't think El Paso will ever get a pay-per-view, but that would be, that'd be so cool. I just think we're one of those cities who will never despite despite the El Paso crowd for Dynamite when they came here, despite it being like an awesome crowd, I just don't think we're a pay per view market. Sadly, even though I think we've proven that we are. Oz and Glory says thoughts on El Paso's finest band, the Mars Volta. Um, Thanks again, man, for the contribution. Um, I honestly don't listen to them. Like I've heard their songs just based off the fact that they're from here. But no, I appreciate their talent and the fact that they represent El Paso so well. So yeah, man. Like I don't like I said I don't listen to them. But yeah, like I respect them and yeah, like shout out to them though. I don't know if you guys know the band Cigarettes After Sex. I don't know if you guys know them, but they're also from El Paso. They're pretty popular. They're like from the indie scene. If you guys listen to that type of music, I don't know if anybody listens to them. Ever see Walter White? Nah, he's about 4 hours away from here. That's Albuquerque. But but yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen the videos of people visiting the Walter White house, the Breaking Bad house, and the lady who lives there is like rude to everyone. like like super rude. I've seen those videos. That's crazy. What arena in El Paso can host the pay per view? The Don Haskins Center. I think it's the perfect size for an AEW pay per view. It would be like the same size as Revolution 2022, where CM Punk and MJF had their dog collar match. That arena with a wrestling setup only held like what 8,000. So so yeah, that I think that's the most you can pack for a pay per view in El Paso at the Don Haskins Center, which I think is a I think it's a good size. Like I said, that was the amount for Revolution 22, and that was like a good show. Oz and Glorious. Do you ever run into Beto O'Rourke in town? Nah, I've never seen him actually. I know he goes to the university here a lot. I think for like rallies and stuff, but nah, I've never seen him. I forgot about that guy honestly. So I was told that they were coming back for Dynamite because they were very happy with the turnout in El Paso, but obviously it still hasn't happened. Stephen White, Revolution 2020 was in the new arena in downtown Chicago, and it was only 7,000. Yup, the legendary Revolution 2020 pay per view right before the pandemic was only about a little over 7,000. So that's about the size you'd get here in El Paso. Um, Bro, I love Revolution 2020. I gotta rewatch that show sometime this week to prepare for this year's Revolution. Cause man, there was something special about that show. Like people like to pretend like AEW was only hot when CM Punk came in, but nah, man, this was a whole year and a half before Punk's debut, and Revolution 2020 was special. Jermaine says that Oz has to pay for my Revolution trip, basically, at this point. We should get a pay per view retrospective. I do want to do that. I want to start doing those, man. You know what? That's a great idea. Cause I was looking on a video I could do for before my predictions video. Cause I am gonna make a predictions video. I wanted to make one more video. I might just do a Revolution retrospective. Cause that was the first Revolution, right? Yeah. So yeah, maybe I might do that, man. Thanks for the idea. That's one of my favorite A. Ah, no, that's one of my favorite AEW shows ever, for sure. Kevin, I'm pretty sure you'll get another show, man. I wouldn't worry. am I getting WWE 2K24 or passing? I said in the last stream I'll probably get it um, when it goes on sale for like $30. That's how much I paid for. No, I think I paid 20. So if it ever goes on sale for 20, I'll get it. I paid 20 for 2K23 when I got it. But I am interested in that WrestleMania mode. The only thing is the only wrestlers stories I would want to play are not going to be playable on there, like Brian or who else? Edge would have been cool. Um, but yeah. If I set up a GoFundMe for the trip, you'll donate. Thanks, Oz. But no, you don't have to do that. Nah. Besides, it's too late anyway. Like I said, guys, I'm perfectly. Sorry. Um, I'm perfectly okay with watching it at home, man. So don't worry, y'all. Don't worry. Ah, damn. The stories. Where's the story? Where's the wrestling? That's what I would like to say. You guys have no idea how special it was when AEW came to my city. Like we had gone how long? Like I think it was 20 years without any TV taping because WWE just considers us a house show city. But and the fact that they gave us such a great show too was sick. Have I seen Iron Claw? Yup, it's one of the best movies I saw last year. I loved it. Yeah, the last TV taping we had was well, no, it wasn't Nitro, but we did have a Nitro. It was a 2003 SmackDown where Eddie Guerrero was the U.S. champ, and he had like a homecoming. But yeah, that was the last one. Yeah, 4 matches for a stadium show is crazy. Damn, David, that's crazy. He says he lives on an island, so yeah. So in that case, I'm grateful to even have a show, in my hometown. But I feel you, man. I feel you. Yeah, there was a. I forgot to mention that this upcoming Wednesday we're getting Eddie Kingston and FTR versus Claudio, Moxley, and Bryan, which is a proper go home show style match. I love these matches, and I love that Tony Khan has started putting them on like these all star tags that mix several matches. It's classic go home pay per view go home show booking, and I think yeah, I think it's cool. So I'm looking forward to that. Remember on the go home collision for Forbidden Door where Tony Khan just randomly booked Swerve versus Tanahashi? That was crazy, bro. Like that's the type of booking that Tony Khan needs to be doing, bro. And to his credit, he has been doing it. The booking has been pretty inspired. Riho versus Queen Aminata on next week Rampage. That's sick. That's that's insane, actually. Bro, is Riho finally here to stay? I feel like she just comes in, and then for a few months, and then heads back to Japan. Which, to be fair, if that's in her contract, that's okay. Even if it's not, that's okay. Like, I guess that's the benefit of signing with AEW. But I just wish she was there, like, pretty often. Why are they taping Rampage tonight? That's a good question. I don't know. Oh, you know why? Because they're taping. Wait, no, no, they're not. Are they? Are they taping Collision this Wednesday? Yeah, that's why. Because they're taping Dynamite and Collision on Wednesday, so that everyone can just be in town by Saturday, for the pay per view the the next day. Basically, so there won't have to be too much traveling, if that makes sense, for Collision and the pay per view the next day. So yeah, if they taped Rampage on, if they, yeah, to not burn out the crowd, in other words, because otherwise they would be taping Dynamite, Rampage, and Collision, and that would be extreme burnout, man. So yeah, that makes sense. I didn't know they were taping Rampage tonight though, like until someone said on the stream that Riho is back. Josh Alexander will be in AEW next year. I hope so. I hope that he does. What were their names? Was it The Way with him and Ethan Page? Mania 35 levels burnout. I was at Mania the previous year, and that burned me out. The Way, the North. Sorry, I'm gonna get I'm gonna get roasted for that one. The Way is a WWE thing, isn't it? Look at me, such a TNA casual. Ah, damn. But yeah, after so this upcoming week is pay per view week, so that always gets me hype, y'all. The Way is a Mandalorian thing. This is the way. But which WrestleMania did I go to? Excuse me. WrestleMania 32 in Dallas and WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans. Both were pretty lame, if you ask me. Across both shows, on WrestleMania 32, the best match was actually the match that Mercedes Moné was in at the time, known as Sasha Banks, obviously. And then at WrestleMania 34, I think the best match was the not even gonna lie, the Ronda Rousey debut. But I'm glad I went to. So before WrestleMania 32, I went to. Yo, what happened? I went to NXT, and then before WrestleMania 34, I went to a Super Card of Honor, where they had Kenny versus Cody during the Bullet Club Civil War. That was great, and I met Cody that weekend. Unlimited. That's an opinion. I'm not gonna say anything besides that. Oh yeah, Brian returned at WrestleMania 34. The fact that I don't remember it is a crime in of itself. Like I should have remembered it. That was also a huge reason that I was pretty hyped for that one. You know what's funny though, guys? I think I've told this story before, but the night before at Super Card of Honor, the night before WrestleMania 34, the Young Bucks told a story about how Bryan Danielson was gonna once his contract expired with WWE after not being cleared, when he was retired, basically he was gonna go to New Japan and join Bullet Club and feud with the Elite. Nick Jackson said this, but right around the time when his contract was gonna expire, they cleared him to wrestle. So yeah, we had to wait a few more years to see Bryan Danielson leave the Fed. AJ versus Shinsuke at WrestleMania 34 was just the probably the most let down I've been by any wrestling match, and that was the year I just gave up on WWE. After that, I was like, nah, that's it. But yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna call it a night. I appreciate y'all stopping by for another chill stream, and thank you for all your questions. Thanks for hanging out, and I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I'll see you guys after Dynamite. So yeah, y'all take care, man. Appreciate you guys. No, there's not gonna be a GoFundMe for the pay per view. It's gonna be all right. Don't worry, y'all. But thanks for hanging out, guys. Peace.